Oh, crap. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Welcome. Happy Monday, fun day to you. Happy Monday, fun day as we gather around. How you doing today? Today we're going to be talking about a very important topic, how to get into no resonance. How to get to no resonance. So often when you hear about narcissistic abuse, you hear about no contact, right? Usually narcissistic abuse, you hear about no contact. But today we're going to talk about no resonance. What it means to go no resonance with a narcissist. What are the pillars of no resonance? How does this happen? So come on in. We're talking beyond gray rock, yellow rock, and no contact. We're talking about no resonance. No resonance. How you come into no resonance with a narcissist. Particularly if you've just escaped narcissistic abuse, you're thinking about escaping narcissistic abuse, you've heard about no contact, yellow rock, gray rock. Well, today we're going to go into no resonance. This is what we're talking about today. No resonance. What is no resonance? How do you get into no resonance? What does it mean to be no resonance, right? What's the vibration with no resonance? How do you get into no resonance? This is what we're talking about today. So come on in. In the background, we've got Canadian Hillbilly playing by Georgia Ann Muldrow. So no resonance. Let me get started because it's 9 o'clock. Let me get started. Greetings to you wherever you are. Greetings to you on TikTok, YouTube, everywhere, on Instagram. Really excited to do this with you. So let me get started. You see, narcissistic abuse persists not because of contact, emotion, or memory alone, but because two systems remain coupled across biological, psychological, and spiritual field-based layers. Do you see? So even when you escape narcissistic abuse, you still think about a narcissist. They think about you. Sometimes they orbit you. They may be hoovering you, or you're ruminating. No resonance is the deliberate decoupling of these systems. And this decoupling is observable across science and spirit. So let me get started into the science of resonance. Let me start with resonance first, and then I'll go into no resonance. You see, in physics, resonance occurs when one oscillating system drives another system to oscillate at the same time and the same frequency. You see, that increases amplitude and energy transfer. And the key components of resonance is it requires frequency alignment, it requires energy efficiency, and it collapses when frequencies diverge. Resonance is not metaphorical only, it is structural. Now, when we get into the body, where this happens, somebody's asking, how can I stop? The human nervous systems are oscillatory systems. Let me explain. You have brain waves that are in delta, theta, alpha, beta, and gamma modes. You have a heart that emits a frequency 5,000 times stronger than the mind. There's power in your breathing and your vagal tone. Therefore, research on neurobiology shows that humans unconsciously synchronize cortisol rhythms with the narcissist, breathing patterns with the narcissist, heart rate variability with the narcissist. This is entrainment. And in healthy relationships, entrainment supports bonding. In abusive dynamics, entrainment becomes a control channel. Now, if I'm talking to you, I want to know I'm talking to you. We're talking about how to come into no resonance with narcissists. If I'm talking to you, type transform. Let me know I'm talking to you. So the paradigm shift is the narcissist does not manipulate your thoughts. The narcissist trains your physiology. That's why you cannot stop, Kathy Maxwell, because you've been trained. And once you've been trained by the narcissist, Mrs. Marsha, Paloma, Dawn Marie, once you've been trained, your emotional spikes become predictable. The narcissist can predict you. Your triggers become programmable. Silence becomes destabilizing, and contact from the narcissist, who becomes this god in your mind, becomes regulating for them, not you, blessed beyond measure. You see? So, am I making sense so far? Isabel, Brittany? So let me tell you about why narcissists require resonance. I'll tell you about no resonance shortly, but I want to tell you about why narcissists require resonance. The first reason narcissists require resonance is because they have a deficit in their internal regulation. Meaning, studies of narcissistic pathology consistently show that they have reduced affective empathy. The narcissist has no empathy. They also have an impaired way of self-soothing. They don't know how to self-soothe. They don't know how to do that. The narcissist also has a very, very, very fragile self-concept. There's nobody home. There's no real person there. It's a very fragile self-concept. And as a result, they're very hyperactive to shame. All of this creates a regulatory deficit. It creates a regulatory deficit, meaning that the narcissist cannot maintain internal coherence alone. Who am I talking to? They cannot. So what do? They compensate by, this is how they become vampires, provoking reactions. Does that sound familiar? They provoke reactions. Then they extract emotional energy from you. That's the real narcissistic supply. You see, they extract energy from you. Then, but based on doing these two things, Brian, it induces fear, guilt, admiration, or chaos. And then they begin to use other people as external regulators. This is autonomic outsourcing. They outsource their self-regulation to you by extracting from you, siphoning from you, taking from you. You see how I mean? This is what they do. So when an empath is targeted, you are targeted because of your high vagal sensitivity, because you can feel, you can regulate yourself. You're also targeted because you have strong mirror neuron activations, you have deep empathy. You're targeted because you have rapid emotional attunement. And you're targeted because you are highly entrainable. These are all things that happen, right? So this is what happens. You see? So this is the whole kit and caboodle. And from a systems perspective, the empath becomes a regulation unit. You see? A regulation unit. You see? So the whole kit and caboodle is, this is how you become the unit for them to take from you. And from a magnetic and field-based model, from a heart-brain perspective, the heart generates the strongest electromagnetic field in the human body, measurable several feet beyond the skin. Meaning that from a psychophysiological standpoint, your emotional state alters heart field coherence. Because coherent states stabilize cognitive processing. And a dysregulated state amplifies reactivity and projection. So when two people interact, their heart and nervous systems field intersect. So the paradigm shift is the narcissist does not pull you back. They rely on residual field coherence. And when you go into no resonance collapses that coherence. Now, I'm going to tell you why silence fails without regulation. If you go silent while it's dysregulated, right? You made it. I'm glad you made it through. When you go silent, the field of the narcissist is still active. And then when you ruminate about the narcissist, just like Kathy's saying here, that sustains resonance with the narcissist. And then you start to imagine interactions that maintain coupling with the narcissist. This is why people feel haunted or pulled or invaded without contact. Resonance is sustained internally first. So when we go even deeper, right, even deeper in occult and classic Hermetic traditions, influence operates between you and the narcissist through sympathy, through attention, through naming a reaction. Spells, bindings, and curses were not just theatrical. This was technology is designed to fix your attention on the narcissist. This was designed to make you have an emotional charge for the narcissist. This was also established so you establish this repetitive loop with the narcissist. That keeps you trapped in this loop that you cannot escape. You see, it's a spell. So the paradigm shift here is narcissistic abuse is a modern unconscious spell, and it is sustained by emotional charge, repetition, and identity confusion. When you go into no resonance, it breaks the spell by removing the charge, by breaking the repetition, you see, by breaking the repetition, and refusing identity negotiation, and therefore you withdraw your attention. Now, let me talk to you about no resonance, how you go into no resonance based on 4 pillars. And if anything here is resonating with you, book a free session with me at innermanage.com, and we'll go specifically into your scenario. And even if we're not a match, I'll tell you the truth. You see, so no resonance. The first thing around no resonance is to have a regulated nervous system. Because when your nervous system is regulated, it reduces the ability for further training or entrainment. Because when your nervous system is regulated, no matter what happens, emotional amplitude drops, signal strength weakens, and your predictability disappears. And a regulated nervous system becomes non-resonant to provocation. You see, this is what happens, Denzo. This is what happens. The second is to have a strong boundary architecture, right? Strong boundary architecture, Diane. This is what you need. Let me explain. Interpretation assigns frequency to experience. And when you stop narrating, the signal loses structure, the signal from the narcissist. The loop loses feedback. And then your bond with the narcissist also loses form. So you feel you don't bypass, but you do not amplify. So nervous system regulation, cognitive boundaries. And then the third is spiritual sovereignty, meaning non-mirroring breaks symmetry. Resonance requires symmetry with the narcissist, you see? So when you refuse to mirror the narcissist, conflict disappears. Projections return to sender. And influence loses leverage. This is why non-reactivity feels threatening to narcissists, because it's a field collapse. Do you see? Then the fourth level is self-love. Self-love, this is the ultimate, creates internal coherence. Self-love is not just affirmations. It is self-alignment. And aligned systems do not entrain easily. So when self-love is present, boundaries stabilize. You have stronger boundaries, right? Regulation becomes effortless and silence becomes peaceful. And as a result, resonance with a narcissist cannot reform. So again, you go into no resonance through regulating your nervous system, number 1, having strong boundaries, number 2, which brings you to spiritual sovereignty, therefore self-love, number 4, right? This is what happens. So narcissistic abuse persists when 2 nervous systems remain untrained, meaning continue to circulate, and no resonance ends because the body no longer synchronizes, the mind no longer interprets on demand. and the spirit refuses mirroring. Self-love stabilizes the field. You see, this is the whole point. Who am I talking to? Who am I? Is this if it's resonating with you? Type transform in the comment section. Let me know it's resonating with you. Let me know. Am I resonating with you? Because this is all about physics and magnetism. That's all this is about. This is what it's about. So the deepest layer is this. Resonance is magnetic because attraction does not originate in desire or emotion. It originates in coherence, alignment, and oscillatory compatibility. Based on everything I just told you, magnetism is not a force of intention. It's the law of field interaction. And narcissistic abuse persists because two systems remain magnetically coupled across multiple layers of field coherence. No resonance is the intentional collapse of that magnetic compatibility. Let me go even further. In physics, magnetism emerges when charges move coherently and their spins align. An attraction occurs not because one object wants another, but because their internal states permit alignment. I just said something. So when your internal state aligns with a narcissist, that is proof of your self-hate. When you no longer align with a narcissist, is proof of your self-love. This is the first key insight. Magnetism requires compatibility, not effort. This is how you get to know resonance. You cannot be compatible with a narcissist anymore. And the only way you're compatible with them is because you're running a program based on your old traumatized identity, which was entrained in your memory, in your mind. You see? So the fact is, the narcissist, whether it's your mother, your father, your husband, your wife, your fiance, neighbors, business associates, the narcissist is not attracted to you. Let me just tell you the truth. The narcissist is not attracted to you. The narcissist is simply stabilizing through you. That's the vampiristic element of all of this. You see? So you are not desired. You are used as a magnetic stabilizer in your relationships, in your family systems, in your friend groups, in your business relationships. And that's why and how an empath is targeted and exploited. Incoherent systems, which is the narcissist, attached to coherent ones. What makes the narcissist incoherent? Because they're rooted in self-hate and lying and manipulating and grandiosity. What makes the empath coherent? Because the empath has active mirror neurons and high vagal tones and emotional attunement. You see? So attention, this is why the narcissists want attention. Attention is the magnetic carrier wave. Because when you're thinking about them, you're sustaining attraction. Energy continues to circulate when you're thinking about them. The feedback loops persist when you're thinking about that. It's okay to ruminate once in a while. But if you're thinking about them or what they did to you all the time, you are still in magnetic polarity with the narcissist. When you replay conversations, when you imagine confrontations, when you defend yourself internally, when you fantasize on resolutions, this is what happens. Attention is not neutral, it's a binding force. This is why silence alone fails, and no contact without regulation fails. And distance without decoupling intensifies the pull. You have to decouple. You see? So narcissistic abuse mirrors spell architecture, which is through repetition. That's the cycle, the loop. This is through the emotional charge when they can trigger fear and hope in you. And then identity fixation. Who am I to them? That's how they capture your attention. So your non-reaction is powerful because reaction completes the circuit. Non-reaction neutralizes the circuit. Reaction closes the loop. Silence without a charge opens it. Regulation collapses the loop completely. Kathy? So no resonance is a magnetic dephasing of yourself from the narcissist. Who am I talking to? They feel our energies because they project and they are very intuitive. But so long as you're not feeding into that imagination where you're thinking about them by no resonance, this is how you get to this point. And you get here by regulating your nervous system. You cannot do this without regulating your nervous system. You can get this by having strong boundaries. You cannot get into no resonance without boundaries. You do this by spiritual sovereignty, where you refuse to mirror. You cannot get this without achieving this in yourself. And self-love creates internal coherence. You cannot have no resonance without self-love. So what happens when resonance breaks? The narcissist knows it. Very good, Dawn Marie. When resonance collapses, the narcissist begins to feel ignored. They begin to feel erased. They begin to feel destabilized. This is exactly what they do. And they escalate. They try to nip at you, or they withdraw or disappear. Not because you hurt them, but because their borrowed regulation has vanished. Do you see the point? This is just a math equation. They be collapsing. This is withdrawal, not abandonment. So no resonance does not repel the narcissist. It makes attraction to narcissists impossible. Not with force, not with a battle, not with explanation, just a field collapse, no more energy. So the point is, you and I were never weak. We were just coherent in an incoherent system that was siphoning from us and then keeping us entrapped in a spell so that we cannot see that they are siphoning us. So I want to take some questions. If you're on TikTok, you can request a video. If you're on Instagram, you can do the same, and then I'll read the questions that are coming through on YouTube. But this is what it's about, right? I have him blocked. He can only contact me through Cash App every time he messages me in the middle of the night. He's trying to destabilize. That's exactly it, Brittany. That's exactly it. So you have to decide, why do you have a Cash App relationship? Maybe you have a financial arrangement, right? But the point is to get to the point where he becomes completely irrelevant in your reality. You see, completely irrelevant. This is the whole point. See, so when you do this, this is how you shift paradigms. This is the whole point. This is how you shift paradigms. Do you see what I'm saying to you? So let's see, there's a question coming up here. Let's take this. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Hi, Diana, how are you?
Yes, greetings.
Greetings to you. Tell us, what's on your mind when it comes to no resonance?
Yeah, greetings to all the crew that's gathering.
Indeed, indeed. Tell us, what's your relationship with no resonance and what's on your mind today?
I'm loving your teachings, Dr. Nana, Dr. Nana.
You're very kind.
Dr. Nana from now on.
You're very kind. You're very kind.
Some knowledge.
Very kind.
Yes. I just want to say, in my own experience, this non-resonance that you speak about, what I've been experiencing 6 months after fleeing my home is an incredible fluidity in my body. there was a time when the whole left side of my body, from my face down to my foot, was inflamed, like swollen.
Whoa.
My hips were vice grip tight, like it was painful to stand, painful to walk upstairs. And I'm thinking, oh gosh, maybe I'm not going to the gym because, that exhaustion or that PTSD that you're experiencing. But the fluidity in my body speaks to me, and that non-resonance for me is aligned to the fact that my body is moving freely. My body feels liberation. That is one way that I am definitely experiencing this state of non-resonance. Yes, the no contact, fair enough, that works and is still working. But I reflect that I no longer have these repetitive thoughts last thing at night or first thing in the morning.
Wow.
Yes, they may come fleetingly. They may come fleetingly from time to time, and there'll be a moment where anecdotally I'll remember a certain situation, and sometimes I might cuss. I'll tell the truth. Sometimes I might cuss. Sometimes I might be like, well, I am so free. And the other times I'll be like, may you two know the peace that I'm feeling right now. May you two know the peace that I am feeling right now. Dr. Nana, you're the one that taught us that. And I think what is so powerful about your teachings is that, unlike some of the responses we get from family or friends or those who are not attuned to this experience, where somehow you are somehow blamed for, couldn't you see? We know a lot of these things, the red flags are hidden in plain sight. My therapy is helping me understand that, but you always help us, you always remind us to remind ourselves of our own sovereignty, of our own power. And it's not that we were weak, it's not that we were blind, it's not that we were foolish. It was that we were resonating. I mean,
exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. And so I want to thank you for that. I want to thank you for that, that constant uplifting. It's beyond positive. For me, it's empowering. It's totally empowering. These are pathways to sovereignty that you offer us in your teachings. And I'm really hoping that all these offerings that you bring us are going to be published in a book very soon.
Soon come. You're very nice. But this is exactly it. This is exactly it. This is the point that when you come into a full acceptance of what's happened and understand that it's not that we were weak or timid, but it's that we were under a spell. This is how you begin to claim yourself back. You see, this is exactly it. I'm so glad to hear it. So how are you feeling these days, and what's the message you have for anyone who's listening to you?
I'm feeling fabulous. I mean, I've got a bit of a flu right now, as you can probably hear, but I'm feeling fabulous. I feel free. I feel light. I feel sometimes it's difficult for me to express this, but there's a gratitude that I feel rising for the experience. It sounds ironic.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't wish the experience on anyone, but the catalytic nature, the fact that I choose to see it as a catalyzing experience that is propelling me to the ascension of my soul being, come on now. I mean, when we're talking about transformation, it was so radically cruel, painful, divisive. That spell casting that you talk about, it was beyond anything I've ever experienced. But it has revealed patterns of self-abandonment. Did you hear me? Of self-abandonment.
Wow.
And that, for me, is the most incredible gift. And that's how I receive it, as a gift. And, I'm just so thankful for the care team I have around me, for teachers and sages like yourself that I follow, that it's given me the orientation to understand that, in fact, could it be that my soul was actually calling for this experience, for this soul ascension moment?
That's exactly it. Because without this experience, we don't know for sure. But would you be seeing and doing the things that you're doing?
Right.
You see, this is the whole point
of no return.
It's a point of no return. It's a point of no return. And yes, indeed, to your best self.
And that recognition that no one, there are people I'm talking to, because as you also show us, it's the one person that I was in a relationship with, but actually these patterns are in our family units, they are in our work environments. No one will cross the line. My radar is so sharp right now. And there are things that I will voice and just very clearly align whoever is transgressing the boundaries that I set, to say,
not anymore.
I am done.
Yeah.
I am so done. And, you asked me for my closing thoughts. I feel that we must always, as you often remind us, the somatic, that bodily experience, that freedom, that fluidity. I stand up, I'm like, wow, I'm standing up and there's no pain. This is like over 2 years, 18 months of captivity. That's how my body felt. My body was telling me, we do not consent.
Wow.
As Don Maria said.
Wow.
So the liberation is total, and I feel that constant checking in with your body. As you say, the body keeps the score.
It does.
Our bodies know, it holds the knowledge for us, and let us tune into that and really learn how to hear it and respect and honor it.
It's wonderful, wonderful wise words, empowering words, and Diane, sending you lots of good energy for the rest of the week, and just keep being in no resonance and then evoking the belonging. This is what you do. Peace and light. Yeah, one love. Let's see. We've got Becca and then Brian. Becca, tell us how you doing today and what's on your mind. How you doing?
Good evening. I'm well. Happy New Year.
And to you as well. Tell us what's happening with you with no resonance.
I think for me, previous speaker was speaking. I was just, Brian, please, can you mute?
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, the previous speaker was speaking. I was, really thinking about how within the context of this discourse, it's very rare. I think it was on your platform that I came in contact with a lot of people whose own personal dreams were their parents, because it's a perspective that is very rare. With romantic, with friends, people will be like, yeah, so what? Because those people don't necessarily owe you anything.
Right.
They're not biologically linked to you.
Mm-hmm.
But I think as the previous speaker was speaking, I was also thinking about how, although that's an area in my life where I've been wounded the most, and that was my first bully was my mother, my first demon was my mother, and I sort of lived, in that chaos for a very long time, right? And as a child, I think the reason why it's the most demonic thing, I think a mother or a father who's a narcissist is the devil himself. That's what I believe. I think it's the personification of what a devil is. Yes. Because a child is the easiest thing to abuse as a child because they need their abuser for survival,
that's
right? So
that's right.
If you're able to do that to someone that you brought into the world, I think it's something that just changes the experience, but it also keeps the child, like personally for me, in a very long cycle and loop where sometimes you think you're crazy and nobody believes you. But it also now, in looking back, recently I had to, in my therapy session, we're talking about childhood and remembrance, because I realized that I didn't necessarily remember anything about my childhood up to a certain age.
Wow.
And therapy, just trying to recall that memory, I was learning that, burying that memory somewhere is almost like a defense mechanism because it's too much there that I don't even want to look at.
Mm-hmm.
And because I was getting ready to have a child myself, and I intentionally wanted to have a child later on in life, because for me, it was either I heal myself or I never have a child, because I knew that it's a pattern that I would repeat. You cannot go through what I've been through in my life and not become that mother, no matter how well-intending I might think that I am. So I was in therapy for a very long time.
Wow.
But this year, a lot of things happened for me. Number one, I think that was when I met you on TikTok in August, when my body started holding me accountable to those memories that I was trying to suppress.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I called you, I joined your live once telling you how I was crying a lot and I wasn't really sure what was happening. And you were telling me on that live in August that there was something happening that I'm not aware of, that my subconscious, which is more intelligent than any form of intelligence, is trying to pull out of me. And I should allow myself. So I wasn't crying consciously. I can be talking to someone and it's just tears rolling down my eyes. I was not sleeping and all these things were coming up to the point that I was remembering people. I met my mother when I was 9 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because I was a child her husband didn't even know that she had a child. So I just showed up in his house, a 90-year-old who he had no idea even existed. So a lot of people played a part in my abuse, some people by silence. But I remember at the time, there was a particular family where we lived in Lagos. Everybody even my mother's siblings, everybody played along by silence and indifference and trying not to offend her. But I was the child and I was supposed to be subdued in that situation, right? But I remember a specific person, like very recently, I started thinking about her a lot, remembering my child. I was 9 when I met her, but she sort of reached down and she was the only person. She was not related to me in any way, but she was the only person that thought there's something wrong with the way they are treating. This is a child. This shouldn't be happening, to the point that the domestic things they were forcing on me, like I was like a slave, a 9-year-old slave who had to do everything, And I remember she used to do a lot of things for me. I used to go to school in torn uniforms, sometimes barefoot. She would use her money to, all these memories came up. So one time I remember I went to Nigeria and I went to look for her. And I didn't find her. I went to different places because I'd lost touch of, the area. And someone told me that she passed away. And my heart was so heavy because I felt like, I'm sorry.
It's okay, Becca.
I never got to tell her, thank you for what she did.
But do you know why? Do you know why she did that for you, Becca? Do you know why?
I don't know.
And let me tell you, because just like you, she was an empath. So she's already fulfilled her contract by helping you see and feel what love could be.
Yeah.
Love from a parent, you see? So even now, you honoring her publicly like this, she's here with us. Her spirit is here with us. Becca, her spirit is here with us, you see? And no good deed goes unseen. So your acknowledgement of her good deed is actually her reward. Do you see? This nameless spirit. This is the point. And that's why you're going to do this for your children. Ensure that they have the protection you didn't get.
And even random strangers.
Exactly.
Like, I think my experience has sort of thought, like, I'm not able to see something wrong, especially if it's a child. Like,
That's right.
not able to. I'd rather die than to be silent and indifferent, because I think, like, there were so many people who did it for me, and they didn't know anything about me. They didn't know why they did it. And I just wanted to thank you because you really helped me in August when I was feeling all of that. And I wanted to say that at the time I didn't even know why there's a lot of things that were happening that were very subconscious to me that now I see.
Yes.
And one of it was I'm in the process of trying to have a child, and I remember my doctor was like, you're not ready. You are not going to. It's going to happen when it's going to happen. Yeah. And when it happens, it's not going to be up to you. So right now you have to prepare. And I didn't realize that all of that was really part of the process.
That's right.
And when you told me in August to allow it to flow out, because I was crying a lot. I think that was why I found your life. You just popped on and I joined your life. Yeah. And you told me to just let everything pass because there was something my subconscious was doing that I wasn't aware of. And I started recalling memories of me as a child, like very graphic memories, not knowing that it was time for a new beginning for me. And it was a very significant time for me because I'm not exactly sure. I think it's September of last year, maybe 10 years that I walked away from my mother.
Wow.
And I know that it being a decade is a very significant milestone in my life. So I wanted to thank you, and I wanted to say that as much as all the time we talk about other kinds of relationship, I think for me personally, I don't think that there's anything worse than having a parent who was your own demon in the world.
And you
I
know,
don't think
it's true, because this is the same experience we all have, Becca. You're not alone. This is what. But remember this saying from Bob Marley: the stone that the builder rejects becomes the head cornerstone. The stone that the builder rejects becomes the head cornerstone. Do you see? So that's the message for you, Becca, and allow your body to cry. It's not really crying, it's release, right? Releasing all that poison from having the ultimate demon in your life. That's what happened to all of us. Because if I've said this so many times, that God will bless you through strangers, the devil will hurt you through your loved ones. You don't have a defense for them. And that's the beginning of the test, to see if you can connect to that divinity in you despite experience and sustained wickedness. You see the whole game? It's tough, but it's reserved for the toughest. Like me and you and everyone here. You see? So Becca, I want to send you lots of love and just deep compassion, and just know that there's no one like you, and come back anytime. Yes.
Thank you so
One
much.
love,
I'm
one
so
love.
grateful for you.
I'm grateful
One of
for
the
you
things I
too.
thanked the universe for last year was you.
Thank you.
And I've never met you in person. Thank you so much.
We're
I'm
connected.
grateful.
It's all energetic. We're connected. Yes.
Thank you.
One love, one love, one love, one love, one love. Brian, how you doing?
I am well, Dr. G. I am well. Blessed new season, new year.
Receive.
You. What a profound topic on today, Becca. I love you. I love you, Becca. Oh, blessed be.
That's right.
I love you, Becca.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for helping us to gain strength on this day, Becca.
That's right.
Bless you, my sister.
That's exactly right.
Dr. G, I reached out last year, kind of touched on something that I'm going through, and even kind of like as I heard Becca would mention, the parent, when it's a parent, you even responded, and you're like, a stranger, you kind of can deal with such, but when it's a loved one, someone that's close, intimate in that circle. And so mine is a different kind of scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is in my church. Mine is my pastor. Mine is my pastor. Since like last year, since we had even spoken on one of the lives, I have had so many situations where before the people publicly, I'm demeaned or dismissed, to where the parishioners, the members, they're like, oh my goodness, how could you sustain that? You didn't even frown. You didn't even show any emotions. You were just so strong through that. And to the extent where they can see it, they can see the abuse, if you will. It goes all the way back to 2017.
Mm-hmm.
We went to Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And the tour guide that was on my bus, we had been together for 5 days. I had been like reading scripture, assisting him as he had asked me to when we went to the different sites. And so on the 5th day, the pastor came and transferred over to the bus that I was on. So we're there in Israel. And the tour guide says, Pastor, will you read? So the members were like, which pastor? And he was like, Pastor Russell. And so, man, just infuriated, man, this man. He literally took off, had a temper tantrum. He's walking past me, and I'm trying as an empath to save the day, save the moment. I'm like, no, Pastor, you read, okay. No, you go ahead and just went on by. But this has been going on for a long time. I mean, even on that day in Israel, the members then were like, oh my goodness, I saw how he acted. And you had nothing to do with that. You didn't invite that to yourself. You were asked this, that, and the other. So I say to you, I got thousands of folks that I have just grown up with. I love them. They love me. It's like I don't ever really want to leave their presence. I love them. But at the same token, I'm recognizing that nothing can change if I do not vacate the presence of this person.
Can I talk to you, my dear brother?
Please, Dr. G.
Can I talk to you? Can I talk to you?
Yes, sir.
You are afraid of your power. Look at me.
Yes, sir.
You are terrified of your authority because your authority is the truest authority. There is no ego because it's pure and it's the living embodiment of the Holy Spirit in you. And this man who claims to be a pastor is the devil personified. And you expose his demonic nature.
Yes, sir. Dr. G, I have had several people.
Are you there, Brian?
Yes, I'm here, sir.
So
I'm here.
Yeah. This man has just proven to you that you've got the real call of the Holy Spirit. And that Holy Spirit is present whether you're Buddhist or Christian or Muslim but I'm talking to you from the Christian perspective. You have the true calling. You are like David versus Goliath. What did he do to the king? That's you.
Yes.
You are Daniel in the lion's den.
Yes, God.
I'm talking to you, Brian.
Yes, sir.
Brother
yes,
Brian,
sir.
You are Daniel. You are Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Yes, God.
And so this man, and I'm grateful for this man, because what he is your greatest teacher.
Yes, sir.
What he's teaching you is the authority you carry is not Brian. It's straight from the divine. It's pure. You are a true vessel of healing for people. Even the way you speak sounds like a prayer. Your voice is healing, Brian. That's why this man wants to put you through so many public humiliation rituals. Because if he does that and you're resonant to that because one of your parents was a narcissist, then it works. So he's just there to block your comeuppance. He's there to block your spiritual manifestation by creating doubt. And you know, and you're an adept. You know on the spiritual path, there is no room for doubt. Because we fight not against flesh and blood, but spiritual wickedness in high and low places. Come on, Brian.
Yes, sir.
Am I talking to you, Brian?
Yes, you are.
Am I talking to you, Brian?
Yes. Yes, sir.
So fear not. Look the demons in the eye. Don't be afraid of your power. Test your power.
Yes, sir.
Whether he pushes you out or he gets pushed, that doesn't matter. You're going to set up your own church.
Yes, sir.
You are setting up your own church. Don't be afraid, Brian.
Yes, God.
And I'm telling you, all of us empaths have many reasons to be afraid because the spells design us to be afraid. Then they create scenarios to make us afraid. You see, but you can't test your power. You said it, Diane. This is what it is. Experiment. Because what does it mean to be born again? It means you're a baby now. You don't know. You've never been here before. That's the true born again nature. To be born again doesn't mean you literally, I'm preaching to the choir. You don't go back into the womb. You become a new identity, a new name, as John 9 will say.
Yes, sir.
A new identity. So you are no longer Brian. You're no longer Saul. You're now Paul.
Yes, sir.
You are not Saul.
Yes,
this
sir.
is your road to Damascus.
Yes, sir.
This is your road to, say it with me, Damascus.
Damascus.
Are you going to die on the road to Damascus, Brian?
No, sir.
Brian, are
No,
you going
sir.
to let yourself be hurt on the road to Damascus?
No, sir.
This is your 40 days in the wilderness.
Yes, sir.
So you can't assuage the narcissist by saying, is it okay you talk first? Stop doing that.
Yes.
Stay in your authority, silent and observing.
Yes, sir.
And when you get the instruction to leave, you leave. Or whatever instruction you get in your spirit, you follow it. Even
Yes,
if you
sir.
have no evidence for it, even if you have no support, you trust. Because
Yes.
to be with the divine is to be within the unknown. And in the unknown, there's no memory, just the present.
Yes, sir. Dr. G, you mentioned it, the stone that the builder rejected.
That's right.
And we thank God for Bob Marley and
Yeah.
Robert Nesta Marley.
Straight up.
And hey, Doc, I have to say it, and I know I say it on behalf of everyone.
Yeah.
Doc, we thank you for the gift that the Most High has given us through you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I receive it. I receive it. I receive it, dear brother. I receive
Thank
it.
you.
I receive my anointing from you. I receive it.
Thank you.
I receive it. And we are in this together. We are in the spiritual war together. All of us.
Yes.
We're doing it from different, some of us Buddhist, some of us Muslim, some of us Yoruba, but we are all pure because the intention is love. And that's what the Holy Spirit is about. Love. Love in the face of hate. You see, brother? So test your power. And when you test your power, you're not testing your ego. You're testing the power of the Holy Spirit. So less you, more you. Less me, more you. Less me, more you. Until you become.
Yes. 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 One. Yes.
So my brother,
One love.
you're protected, and we're in this together. I receive your words of blessing and affirmation, and know that you're not alone. We all have our jobs in this army, and you're doing yours. But your job is to no longer play small. It'll take you some time, but you can't do it anymore, Brian. You can't play small anymore.
Yes, sir.
Because you're not small. You've got the divine living in you. It's activated in you.
I see.
Remember us in your prayers, dear Brian. Remember us in your prayers, yes?
Yes, most definitely.
One love, one love.
One love.
Ashe,
One love.
Ashe, Ashe. Yes! This is what it's about. This is what it's about, people. We can't be stopped. They will try to get your attention with misfortune. Your mind will start to play games with you to make you think it's not what you think it is. You can't believe any of that. All you pay attention to is the stillness within you. Of course, you don't bypass. We don't bypass, right? We don't bypass, but at the same time, you've got to know that the all is within you and I. The all is within you and I. You see? So this is the message, folks. I just end this with realize that you got to step up and stand up for yourself. You see, we're gonna get up and stand up for our rights, as Bob is telling us. Stand up for your spiritual inheritance. Stand up for your spiritual inheritance, folks. It doesn't matter what the evidence around you is telling you. Only trust the evidence within. Do what you have to do without, pay your bills, go to work, do those things, but trust what's within, not what's without. You understand? This is what it is. So, folks, I want to thank you so much for your time and attention. If I can be of love and help, book a free session at innermileage.com. And I'll tell you the truth, even if we're not a match to work together. And know that there's absolutely no one like you. There's no one like you. There's no one like me. There's no one like you. That's a scientific fact and a biological fact. Even if you have a twin, they're not like you. So I want to thank you all for your kindness, for your love, for your energy. Everybody, Brian, Diane, Adnan, everybody, Dawn Marie, Harlem, Carlita, Evidence of Providence, Tiffany, Nomi, Wingsley, Isabel, everybody. All named and unnamed. Brittany, I just want to thank you all, yes? We're saving each other. As Ram Dass would say, we are each walking each other home. May I always be abundant. May I always be happy. May you always be abundant. May you always be happy. May joy always find us. So stand up for yourself, yeah? One love. Thank you so much. One love, one love, one love, one love. One love, one love. John. One love, one love. We love you all. Love you too. Love you. Thank you so much, yeah? I am because you are. We're in this together. One love. One love, folks. Thank you so much. This is beautiful. One love. One love. Jano.